Next week on EastEnders looks absolutely packed, with Walford bursting at the seams with tension, secrets and emotional fallout. From courtroom trauma to family betrayals and political power plays, this is one of those weeks where nearly every storyline feels like it could explode at any second. Let's break it all down properly. Mark Jr.'s return immediately raises eyebrows. He hasn't been back in Walford for years, so the timing feels far from accidental. While he puts on a front for Vicky, claiming he's only there to support her through Joel's trail, it quickly becomes clear there's more going on beneath the surface. His decision to confide in Phil, of all people, suggests this secret isn't small and possibly dangerous. Whatever Mark is hiding, it's clearly something he doesn't trust just anyone with. Jasmine's desperation to escape Walford takes a sharp turn when cracks start to appear in her story. Max realises she hasn't been truthful about speaking to the police, and suddenly the balance of power shifts. Instead of helping her leave, Max uses what he knows to keep her firmly under control. When Oscar later admits to Kat that he and Jasmine plan to run away together, the situation becomes impossible to ignore. Kat now holds the key, but which way will she turn? Phil's future's thrown into question when his plans to leave Walford are exposed. After hearing Mark Jr. out, Phil refuses to get involved, insisting he's leaving for Portugal with Nigel. But Mark isn't ready to let that happen. By revealing Phil's plans to Julie, Mark effectively forces Phil back into the emotional centre of the square. It's a risky move and one that could seriously backfire. As Joel's trial approaches, Vicky begins to crumble under the weight of what's coming. It's Zach who unexpectedly steps in, offering her a safe space and a much-needed distraction. Their quiet time together feels genuine, grounded, and refreshingly human. In a week full of chaos, these softer moments remind us how important small kindnesses can be. Patrick makes his feelings painfully clear when he blames Kat for Jasmine's desire to leave Walford. In his eyes, Kat's involvement in freeing Zoe has pushed Jasmine too far. When Max reveals he confronted Jasmine about lying, Oscar's anger explodes. His sense of betrayal is raw, and it feels like this is only the beginning of his reaction. The trial finally begins, and the emotional pressure on Vicky is unbearable. Supported by Ross, Mark and later Zach, she tries to stay strong, but the courtroom is an unforgiving place. Joel maintains his composure as Tommy gives evidence, but when Vicky takes the stand, the defence deliberately targets a trauma. The result is devastating, forcing her to flee the courtroom. Whether she can continue may decide the entire case. George makes a decision that changes everything by telling Elaine about Nicola's pregnancy. A casual drink turns emotionally charged, especially when Bea plants the idea that George might want to reconcile. Elaine dares to hope, only for reality to hit hard when George clarifies his true reason for being there. The humiliation sends Elaine spiralling, and Ian quickly finds himself in the firing line. Back at the trial, emotions intensify. Joel makes a desperate attempt to reach out from custody after being refused a visit from Ross. Another Walford resident agrees to see him, but the meeting doesn't go the way Joel expects. As the court proceedings take an unexpected turn, it becomes clear that justice may not be as straightforward as Vicky and Avani hope. Elaine's fury reaches boiling point when she finds herself splashed across the front page of the Walford Gazette. Convinced Ian's responsible, she launches a retaliation that quickly spirals beyond her control. Kathy watches on helplessly as Ian becomes increasingly obsessed with taking Elaine down, pushing the feud into dangerous territory. Amid the turmoil, B quietly proves her worth. After struggling to find work, she steps in during a robbery attempt at the minute mark, catching Honey's attention. The following day, when trouble strikes again, B doesn't hesitate to help. Vinny is clearly impressed, and this may finally be B's chance to secure a fresh start. Nugget's recovery continues at a fragile pace. Ravi attempts to rebuild his confidence with a carefree day out, and it seems to help. When Nugget agrees to return to Sixth Farm, there's a glimmer of hope, but it's clear he's still vulnerable. One wrong step could undo everything. Ian spots an opportunity and runs with it. After another explosive clash with Elaine, he announces his intention to stand for Councillor Barker's vacant seat and openly declares his plan to shut down Elaine's B&B if elected. Refusing to be intimidated, Elaine decides to run against him. What starts as a personal feud quickly turns into a full-scale political battle for control of Walford. This week of EastEnders feels relentless in the best possible way. Trauma, ambition, guilt and unfinished business collide across the square, with long-term consequences looming large. From the courtroom to the council race, Walford is heading into seriously turbulent waters, and it doesn't look like anyone is getting out unscathed.